All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. Call Lord Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Rakah Kodash, double honors, great elders, apostle, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace, salutation to all you occupying four corners of the earth. And I'm Yaquab of YSO, Yahushua Certified Ones, coming to you today. With this video. I'm not gonna make it long, I'm gonna make it quick. But just going into what's going in now, you start talking about Matthew the 25th chapter, man. This shit's hitting heavy. Matthew 25 is hitting heavy. 24 is hitting heavy. Wars and rumors of wars, and you know, it's this shit is here. You know what I mean? This is World War III. We're in the throwing, in the beginning of the stages. We are in it. This is it. You know what I mean? We're here. Is this is a fight that's been long coming. You know what I mean? This is the inevitable with all the nations on the earth. But now, not only is right quick is the Israelis having to fight the Hezbollah, having to fight the Houthis, having to fight Hamas, right? They're actually fighting Iran now. So Iran has stepped in, which goes back to the Persians and the Medes, the Medio Persians. They stepped in into the fight, and now Turkey, okay, Turkey is vowing to protect Hezbollah, Lebanese, their brotherhood, their Muslim brothers, right? Also, Egypt was talking about protecting that they're gonna have to protect their brothers. They're not gonna no longer stand by and watch the devastation happen in Lebanon that happened in Palestine. They're not gonna leave their brothers hanging, right? So what's that? Matter of fact, is Jeremiah 50 and least of the flock should draw them out, and the least of the flock is drawing them out. Jeremiah 50, like these, like 40, 45. The least of the flock is drawing them out, and they're drawing them out, and they're the least of the flock. The Israelis, they're the least of the nations. They're the smallest of the nation, right? Edom, Esau, Edom is the least, and they are the least of the Edomites. They're the 1%, right? They're the small, not this guy here. That well, he a Turkish Edomite though, but but uh not a Jew. He's Esau. He's Amalek, right? So the least of the flock, man. So they're the least of their people, and they've been drawing everybody, all the nations into war, right? So, but right quick, let me grab this right quick. Salakia. It just scripture just popped in my head as I was just thinking about it. Yeah, least of the flock, Jeremiah 50 and 45. Yep, 50 and 45. Damn, scripture just popped in my head. Oh yeah, that's what I want. Salakia. All right, yep. Oh no, that's not it. Salakia, that's not it either. All right, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like for that long ass pause there. Yeah, no, that's all right. Second 9 chapter. All right, well, second 9 and 2. Salakia. I wasn't sure if I was right. But all right, second is 9 and 2. Then shall thou understand that it is let me start at 1. The second is 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, And when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before. So this is what we're doing. We're measuring the times. So that's why we're saying this is it, because you measure the times. Never before have any of these things happened. This is the historical. Never before has Iran shot off 200 ballistic missiles. Yeah, where they shot off the drones back in April. They shut off all the drones and shit like that. But that was just a warning. They did that, that was just a to save face type shit, just to do something back, just to make them look like they're actually doing something. Because it took those back in April, it took those drones like 300, those 400-500 drones, whatever they sent, but it took them like it took them like 3 hours or some shit just to get over there to the land. So it took them a while to get them drones there. But this was 12 minutes. They just shot this shit off. They warned Russia. They told Russia what they was about to do, and they shot that shit on off. And this was the ballistic missiles, which only took them 12 minutes to get there. So it only took 12 minutes to hit their mark. So this shit was no warning. It was no play game. It was no joke. They hit military installation, air bases. They hit strategic things that they wanted to hit. So they showing them that they can be touched, right? So back to the scriptures. Back to the scriptures. Second Ezra 9:2. Then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And this is the way the Lord is visiting. The Lord visiting in pestilence. The Lord is visiting in death and destruction. The Lord does not visit the world in kindness and meekness. All right. For therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, right, and uproars of the people in the world, and we talk about earthquakes. We just had a fucking Helena, that storm ripped through Florida, certain parts of Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, parts of Tennessee. It ripped through, and it really devastated a lot of parts of certain areas. They was even saying that some of these areas that they used to be called sundown towns. That meaning that if you was a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, similar, you better be out of that motherfucking town by sundown. So the Lord is ripping through a lot of these wicked ass Edomite parts of the lands, and through the hail and the tempest, the storms. The Lord is coming. This is the way the Lord visits the earth. This is how Yahweh Shema Shai visits the people of the earth for the wickedness that's being done upon it. Right? So I'm gonna read that again. 2 Ezra 9:2, 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Oh, and also they got the strikes. I didn't do the video about the strikes. They got the ports, the shipping ports, transportation ports going on strike. So eventually, if this shit lasts, longer than a couple months, they strike them more than a couple months. You're gonna have chaos ensue because people gonna start running to the grocery store, stocking up, because ain't gonna be no more goods coming in because ain't no trucks rolling. Because once they stop these trucks rolling, ain't no goods coming in. The trucks are gonna still roll for a time until the supply run out. Because once they can't get any more supplies from any of the ports, then that's a problem. Then we got an issue. Because once the supplies run out the grocery store, and I think all grocery stores got like about 3 days worth of food. I think it's like 3 days worth of food in them. So once that shit run out, it's gonna be just like it was on that toilet paper. Everybody go to grocery store, go to toilet paper. Can't get no fucking toilet paper nowhere. Can't get any kind of cleaning products. They all cleaning products is hard to find, right? Alcohol, disinfectant, wipes, hand soap, toilet paper, paper towel. All those things was just like non-existent, right? It was like you never had the shit. So all this shit is culminating, but all this shit culminates to the Lord coming back to visit the land for the wickedness therein, right? Because the land is so wicked. This is the way the Lord is repaying the wicked for their deeds, right? Verse 4. Then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So this is what the Lord was talking about when Abraham told not Abraham, but Jacob told his sons, right? When you go back to Jeremiah, go back to Genesis, he was telling his sons about the end, about what's coming to the end, about the end times. So this is from the beginning. The Lord has spoke these things from the beginning, that this world was coming to an end, and it was going to come with the fuel of fire, right? And you look at what all the missiles that broke down hit. I mean, it's just not. I mean, the cat. I mean, you can hear it, you can see it, right? The glittering stars falling from the heavens, right? You can see them coming down in the glittering sword. You can see it sparkling in the air and it's sparkling as it's coming down, right? Causing complete devastation, right? So right here, let me get this. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna play this video and play this video on Aragon, and then I'm gonna go here and get into my scripture.
İsrail'in Filistin'de, Gazze'de yaklaşık
I'll just read this part. Israel terrorism and genocide activities in Palestine and Gaza. He's calling the Israelis, right, his own people, right? Esau, Edom. He's Esau too. He's calling them Edomites, them other Edomites, same belief they believe in, ones that took over our heritage, right? The so-called black man, so-called black man's heritage, right? Being Yasharallah, being Israel. He's telling them fake Jews, them converts. He's telling them that hey, you're a terrorist. You're the real terrorist. You've made a genocide, right? Against Palestine, against Gaza. They sat back and they watched, they complained, they groped, they moaned. They watched and complained. This just happened. They could right now they're Iraq shot missiles over at Israel, right? And I think the Houthis just got through shooting some missiles at Tel Aviv in Israel. So it's really popping. The Houthis just shot over missiles at and the Hamas shot over some M60s, M90s. So they still shooting missiles at them. This shit ain't over. You know what I mean? You can't. They thought they was going to end the war by killing off the head of Hezbollah, and they killed off like the majority of their cabinet, the majority of their heads. But yet they don't understand that they're being ran by Iran, and the Iranian Guard really pretty much runs all that shit over there. So that you can't stop it because you can't. It's just not, the Lord don't want it to be stopped, and this is the way the Lord wanted it to be. So you can't do anything about it. But they think they've done something, but they're just waking up all the nations. They're making all the nations angry out. And really, in Israelis, Amalek, they're nothing but Babylonians anyway. They're Babylon. That's really all Babylon because them and Babylon, they work hand in hand. That's why Babylon, America, done sent over all them chips over there to the Middle East because that's their brother, and they gonna work off of one another. They fighting for each other, so they're one and the same, right?
bir yıldır yürüttüğü terör ve soykırım bugünlerde maalesef
He said that terrorism, which have been going on for years. Hold on, Salakia. I know you can read and everything. Not, whoever watched this video, right? But hold on. Let's say the terrorism which has been going on for years. Yeah, which have been going on, which have been ongoing for about longer than that. Because when they got into that land, 1948, the people they pushed out was the Palestinians, which were the Arabs, right, who moved over into our land, which is a mixed race, right? Mixed race. So they like the Persians, the Medes, the Arabs is the Ishmaelites, right? Ishmael's mixed up with a lot of different nations around them, but they've been pushed out from 1948. They got over there and because they got video of the land of Israel back in the 1920s, and it was just all dark skinned men and women, man, over there. Dark skinned as fuck, man. You know what I mean? Kinky hair, nappy hair, right? So it was a lot of them Ishmaelites. It was a lot of them Sudanese, a lot of them different nations around there. They was in there. Might have been a few Israelites in the middle of them, but for the majority, we've been pushed out to the Americas for the most part, in Europe and everywhere else. But the whole point is all the people around there were dark skinned people. right? They were melanated, deeply melanated looking people. And then when they came in, they pushed them out of that land, and they ended up pushing them into the West Banks, Gaza, into over into Palestine. They pushed them out to the outskirts, and they took over the majority of them from what they call Jerusalem, which probably is not Jerusalem, but which they call Jerusalem. They took over certain parts of the what would you call the better parts of the land, and they scattered them out to the coast and to the banks, to the West Banks and to the coast. So so by right they were there before them, and the genocide has been going on since 1948. Right, the genocide, the terrorism has been going on since they first got there, because they were never there. When they was there, their forefathers, foremothers there, they were in Mount Sierra and Petra, right above over by Jordan. Right, they was up in the caves and the mountains, and when they was over in Russia, they was up in the Caucasus Mountains, the Georgia Mountain in Russia. Right, so so their home is the caves, right?
Soykırım bugünlerde maalesef Lübnan'a
Unfortunately, now
uzandı.
extended to Lebanon.
Edilmiş topraklar hezeyanıyla hareket eden
It says Israeli is acting under the delusion. The government is acting under the delusion of the promised land. The delusion. Why is it a delusion? Because it wasn't theirs. He said the Israeli government is acting under the delusion of the promised land. It's not their land. The promise was never given until Esau, Edom, right? The Edomites was never given that promise of that land. It's a fucking delusion, because they know it's not their land. They are not the people.
İsrail yönetiminin tamamen dini bir fanatizm ile Filistin ve Lübnan'dan sonra gözünü dikeceği yer açık söylüyor.
See what he said? He said they will focus on Turkey after they get done with Palestine and Lebanon. So they like, fuck this. You'll stop, because they know what's coming. Because they know when they get done with Turkey, when they get done with Palestine and Lebanon, next thing they know, they're in line next. They're going to keep pushing their borders further and further out. They're going to keep trying to take over more and more area. And Turkey know that they're one of the areas that'll be next. They'll be next up. They not having that shit, right?
Bizim vatan topraklarımız olacak. İnsanlığın ortak değerlerine
Turkey would do its utmost to establish a human alliance.
saldıranlar karşısında
While they're building up the alliance against those who attack.
cephesinin kurulması için Türkiye elinden geleni yapacaktır. İsrail'in de buradan çok
I hereby sternly warn Israel that a ground operation in Lebanon
bir şekilde uyarıyorum. Lübnan'a kara harekatının sonuçları geçmişteki işgallerine benzemeyecektir. Savunmasız, izole, bütün dünyadan yalıtılmış bir Gazze
as the defense of the helpless, isolated
savunması ile Lübnan'ın savunması
and
aynı olmayacak.
Gaza.
Türkiye ve
Turkey they're not gonna abandon Lebanon like they abandoned Gaza, Palestine. They're not gonna do them like that. They're like, fuck it, because like you said, he know they're coming. He see that they're coming for him. So the Turkish president Erdogan sternly warns Israel against delusional ambitions, right? As Turkey and the Turkish nations, right?
Türk milleti olarak bu zor günlerinde
we will never abandon our Lebanese brothers.
Asla yalnız bırakmayacak.
These difficult times.
Tüm imkanlarımızla
kendilerini with all our capabilities, meaning war, right? And will support them with all our capabilities. That means war. That means missiles. That means tanks. That means men on the ground. That means we are NATO too, but we will go to war with NATO. They're going to go to war with their own UN brothers. Because see, they got a deeper tie than the United Nations or the NATO nations. Their deepest tie is a religion. They are Muslims. These are Muslims being slaughtered because they have tied into see the other nations. Babylon was slick. They tied the hands of these Muslims because they put them in their group. They tied them into their fraction, into their brotherhood. but when their first original brotherhood is their Muslim brothers, and they know that they have to protect their brothers because they know they're wrong by watching their brothers be, getting slaughtered because they've joined upon their enemies, and them joining on their enemies has given their enemies the balls and giving their enemies the right to go back to their own people and slaughter them. And they're being slaughtered because Turkey, because Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all those Muslim countries around there, right? Lebanon and all these other different big, they're able to go into those smaller pockets like Lebanon and Palestine, and because of the Egypt, because they're not protecting their brothers because they joined an alliance for greed, for wealth, for money. So they've joined into this alliance with America, with the UN, with the NATO. So NATO chose to be smart enough to suck them in so they can go outside and start killing off their people. And same way they did with Jake, with us. They going in, now they doing it to the Muslims. They're trying to kill off them nation by nation. And while all the while saying, well, oh, but we're one nation, we're one people. You're our brothers. You're in the UN. We're united, but yet they're killing off their brothers. Turkey, they're waking up. They're like, wait, hold on, wait. This shit ain't right. This shit ain't right. They can't do this to us because they're using us to kill off our people, and we're sitting here letting them do it. Like, oh fuck.